Recorded.
All right, let's go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wake Up to Akana. If you're here for the very first time, we definitely welcome you to Akana Nation. And today is the day. On Monday, every Monday, we hear from our CEO and all of the vision, the plans. I am ever grateful, eternally grateful that she said yes almost 6 years ago, guys. My God, how time flies. And she said yes to a vision that God dropped in her spirit. She had been a part of a movement and decided, hey, why don't we do this ourselves and join forces with three other women? And that's really powerful because together, here we are now at Akana in a movement, changing lives, saving lives, and seeing things take place in the lives of people. So get your pen and paper because you want to make note of every single thing that she drops with us today. None other than our CEO, Melissa Boston. Melissa, are you out there?
Hello, good morning. Good morning. I am out here. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Dr. Roz. Just appreciate you for all that you do. It's always so humbling to jump on this call to get such a tremendous introduction. And just so modest, Dr. Roz. I mean, here she is, our VP of Communications, one of our Emerald directors, helping us to achieve our goals and dreams. So just appreciate you so much. And you are right, it is exciting. We have our distributors, our diamonds, our leaders, rubies, many of you that went who are back from Dubai. Oh my goodness, welcome back. I tell you what, just to see those pictures, those epic photos. I remember just those flying dresses on Facebook. I mean, you guys are shutting down the internet with all the activities you had in Dubai. So welcome back. I know we'll have a call so we can have you highlight some of your very special moments that you experienced over there in Dubai, experiencing a trip of a lifetime. But guess what? There are more to come. So if you love to travel, if you want to do life big, if you want to do it in first class, but want to do it on someone else's dime, guess what? This is the company to be a part of, because as you grow as leaders, we will love to pamper and to spoil our leaders. And so make sure you all check out social media so that you can see all the exciting things that are happening that happened last week in Dubai. And so let's go ahead and kick this call off. The meaning of Akana means in the hands of God. Our mission, we believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright. By offering the most life-changing products and an innovative business, we empower people to elevate to their full potential. And so guess what? This is a holiday today, but I want to call this in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, because we have a very important month that we should highlight and really help to honor the thrivers of breast cancer and those who have lost family members. And so we really want to ensure we build breast cancer awareness. And so I know our team has put together some initiatives. You'll see those on social media. But today, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we're having a one-day flash sale, okay? A one-day flash sale where you can save 20% off, but you have to spend at least $100 to do that. So any order less than that, it's at regular price, right? But if you spend $100, you save 20%. And also, too, for those who spend at least $150, you're going to receive a complimentary bottle of Hemp MD, because we do know the power of cannabinoid oils in helping our bodies to really, become stronger to fight that inflammation. There's so many benefits. And so we really want to take that time today, make those calls to the people we love. If they've never had a chance to really experience a tincture, this is a great way to do it, because they can stock up on some other products they might love and get that Hemp MD for free. So again, when they spend at least $100, they're going to save 20%. And that's today only, just in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a one-day flash sale. It is a holiday, but we're doing it in honor of breast cancer, okay? And so, but again, make sure you're clear with them. You'll see a flyer go out on that so that you can also share the details. And if they do bring that spend up to $150, they will get that free bottle of Hemp MD. And so with that being said, now that we've gotten that out the way, and that's going to create a lot of buzz on social media, we do want to also clarify, we had a wellness certification for those of you who opted in for the corporate scanner, okay? So that certification happened last week. If you were out of the country, okay, in Dubai, guess what? Make sure you check your inbox, because you can watch the replay on that, because there's also a test that you need to take, and there is a HIPAA requirement. And let's just clarify that too, because I'm sure many of you are like, okay, a HIPAA requirement. Now, we've heard the word HIPAA a lot since being involved in this business and this company. And so one of the things we want to do is always move with an abundance of caution. And we do know that with our scanning, there is sensitive information. And so we want to just ensure that everyone's handling, their clients with sensitivity. A lot of times we might do things in a group environment, but it's important that whatever we're disclosing to them, we are disclosing to them individually. And so just to ensure that everyone has that same level of understanding, we're just adding in, as again, this is not something we're required to do, but HIPAA is just a $15 test, guys. It would cost you $15 to do it, and it lasts forever. So that means you don't have to renew it. It's just a great arsenal to add to your repertoire. As you're showing them your certifications, you're also now going to show them you're HIPAA certified. And that's a big, big deal. So again, it's just going to add more credibility to you, add more credibility to what we're doing. And so everyone, before you take that new test, make sure you've done your HIPAA first, because that is a question on your test. And if you do it in the opposite order, you'll end up failing that test because it's a big, big point on the test. Okay, so I wanted to clarify that. I know Dr. Roz has done a fantastic job of getting those tests out to everyone. So make sure you're paying attention to your email and you get it done and you get your certification, okay? And so with that being said, this is the season for what we call our 90-day blitz, right? So we're on our 90-day blitz, but we also want to remind you that it's the season for events, okay? I mean, there's so many exciting things happening. I want to lay it all out so that you'll know step by step, play by play, exactly what we're doing. I'll first kick it off by reminding you that every Wednesday at 1 p.m., you have an opportunity to join our fabulous crew. I know Phyllis Nash, Willie Mooney brings his fabulous food, and that happens every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So you want to show up and show out. I know we have leaders like Abena that are there every Wednesday faithfully. Many of you, we see you on Wednesday. So at 1 o'clock, just a reminder that it's time to get the conversations going with your guests, to drive them to the office on Wednesdays so they can learn their blood type. Sometimes they are also able to get scanned, but if you're a scanner, I just suggest you bring your own scan because that's not the focus. But at the same time, I do know most leaders are bringing their scans and scanning their customers, guys, but that happens every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. On Thursdays, now at 6 o'clock, we start our presentation at 7:30, okay? The meeting starts at 7, but that's kind of formalities, and then the presentation at 7:30. So every Thursday, you have an opportunity to get your guest out at 6 o'clock for blood type testing, okay? 7 o'clock, leaders, you should be there, okay? If you have food orders, those food orders by 7 o'clock are fulfilled. I know Cherie Eppinger will be there this Thursday. I know Mooney, he does Wednesdays, but sometimes we'll see him on Thursdays as well. So just make sure you're getting your food orders done in advance, okay? So get with Cherie, get with Mooney, make sure you know that you want to participate in whatever they're doing, and their food is always off the chain and amazing. And so let's make sure we're connecting with them so that they're there, and they'll be there early, guys. And so the food is going to be done and served before 7 o'clock. So if you're coming later, you might have an opportunity to get food later, okay? But it won't be during the meeting, okay? So by 7:30, all of this wraps up, which means everybody is now in their seat. So you can be in your seat eating, which is fine, right? But everyone is in their seat and the showtime starts. We now have moved the webinar portion to 7 o'clock on Thursdays online. And I know Margaret Dorsey will be leading the charge with that. And so that's phenomenal. So for everyone out of state, you can plug in as well, but you're going to have an online link and you can use our normal $1 Billion Big. And then the password, that's the password, but the normal meeting ID, and you can join that. And so that's the line up for that. And speaking of Margaret Dorsey, super excited because she's done a lot of research and a lot of homework on this whole drive that we're in to help 1 million families over the next 18 months. And so you're going to notice some of the language is going to change regarding, the fact that we are going to bless and help 1 million families. We are on our campaign. As it relates to the Guinness Book of World Records, that's yet to be determined because we do know they have very specific stipulations and rules. And so we'll see how that actually ends up playing a part of this. But for now, our focus is even more exciting because once we hit 1 million families, we have a specific way that Margaret has helped us come up with to track these numbers, right? And it's very exciting because now it's going to equate to every time we're registering someone to count into that number. It's an actual sale that's happening in your back office, okay? Because there's 3 different SKUs that we're going to be using to keep track of each one of those numbers, guys. And so just know there's a lot of details around that. There's a training I want to direct you to that will be available in your app. I know there's one already there. You know, Margaret's done a fantastic job of really talking about the plugger strategy and how we need to execute that. I mean, she has got this thing dialed into a T, so you want to just follow the leader at this point, okay, and check out the video. I know there'll be more live trainings coming soon. If you're already having the pluggers, great, use those pluggers. We will have another plugger that comes out. This will be our 3rd edition, and so you want to make sure you get that particular plugger as well. And so with that being said, just again, super excited about the whole process of what we're doing with that. And thank you, Margaret Dorsey, for really helping to lead the charge with this whole blood type campaign and to ensure that everyone's plugged in on exactly what we need to do. And so with that being said, a very exciting announcement, because we've been talking about, moving, our spa and expanding it, right? Expanding it, okay? And so we have officially expanded the spa. I know you guys went to Dubai, but guess what? You came back, and now we have a spa upstairs as well. And for those of you who were at the meeting last Thursday, you're probably like, what? Well, you were there Thursday, so some of you saw the initial stages of the transformation, but I guess for those of you who are there Wednesday, this is something new that everyone's going to have a chance to experience this week. So yes, the new spa has already started to peak. There's a few more adjustments. We're adding some special type walls. We're also adding, one of the larger infrared units upstairs as well. So there's a few more things that have to be added this week, but we are probably 90% complete with that. And so we've already had our spa clients upstairs. I know there's been body work treatments and other things like that already. So it's already in motion, guys. And so just super excited about that. And speaking of that, this has now allowed us to create even more elevated experiences, because this is the season for events. And as we think about events, we want to think about how do we elevate experiences, whether it's in our home, whether it's at the spa, okay, or whether it's at the Wednesday and Thursday meetings, because all of these now are a part of this new environment. And so super excited, guys, because for me to smile right now from ear to ear, it just means you have to come and see what we're talking about, right? You want to come and see the momentum, the excitement behind it. You want to come and experience, Willie Mooney and Cherie Eppinger for their culinary skills, okay, that they are bringing. And then Crystal, I can't leave Crystal out, because at all of our events, we are blessed to have Crystal Robinson there with her fabulous Slices from the Heart cheesecake. And so you'll have a chance to experience that as well. And so just know that we are really excited about what we're doing, how we're educating the world about eating right for their blood type and having experiences where they can purchase vegan food right there at these events. One of the things we're going to start doing at all these events is really also showcasing the fuel. That's going to be a part of the formula when guests come in that door, really making those shakes and letting people taste those shakes. And that's why this is the time to party. You should be having your family over doing taste testings. I mean, this is the fun part of this industry. For people who've been a part of shake companies, it's a game changer. I know we've all been a part of them, from me, Willie Mooney, Margaret Dorsey, Phyllis Nash. So we understand the power of putting a shake in somebody's hands. So at every meeting, we're going to have somebody back there blending up those shakes, right? That's going to be the start of how these meetings happen. And then they're going to get that sample right in their hands. So by the time they're leaving, they now understand they have a vegan solution for eating something extremely healthy that tastes delicious. Can you imagine someone drinking that shake and saying, yum, yum, yum? And then us completing that presentation and letting them know all the nutrients we just talked about are in that shake. Can you imagine how that would be a game changer? And so we've got to really shift our paradigm and understand that we're in the business of building residual income. And if you want to build residual income, you want to put your product samples in everybody's hands, okay? And so that is the new mandate that will be happening at all the meetings. And we're super excited to really help to build this massive momentum we're going to see happening this fall. Also, too, speaking of momentum, speaking about events, we have a party coming up, a few of them. In fact, they're back to back to back, okay? So we have on the 26th, a big spa event. It's an elevated experience there at our new spa location at 411, and that's going to be with Bertha Mines and Gia Bankhead, okay? So they're having a spa night. It's going to be so much fun. I know there's men and women both going to be there. That's going to happen from 4 to 8. So again, these are elevated experiences where they're going to have a personalized chef that's going to be there to do vegan food, and that's none other than Willie Mooney. They're also going to have an opportunity for guests to learn more about some of what we do. And so that's why these events are so critical, because when people even do the spa events, they leave purchasing products, sometimes 7-day cleanse, the bitters, the blood type testing. So by putting your business in front of people, you're going to build massive momentum. Speaking of massive momentum, the very next day, Dr. Yakima Palmer will be hosting about 50 women at our new spa, okay? And so that's exciting because we're going to have a elevated tea experience, right? So she's doing a high noon tea party where they're going to have an opportunity to infuse tea with CBD, with Delta 8. I'm telling you what, she's done this before, but this is the first time we're doing it at the new spa. And so that's going to be super exciting. So you want to make sure you check in with those ladies. I know their events are both listed also on the Soul Massage website when you click on the product category under the drop-down menu, so you can check out pricing and how that works. But we definitely invite you to come plug in. Speaking about plugging in, we also have a party happening on the 31st of October, and that's going to be on a Thursday, right? And so that is our Halloween. So we're still going to have a play on the meeting in the sense that we'll drive people there for their blood types. We'll drive people there, for the fun. But again, this is a different experience because this won't be the normal meeting. Okay, we're going to see our phenomenal Gerald West show up and show out because he's doing his Casper and ghost shots. I know Mooney's going to be there probably as Dracula doing his thing. Okay, so it's going to be a fun event hosted by Team Contagious, but we want all teams to plug in because the corporate is also hosting this as well. And so you want to be there and get your tickets. And so there is an early bird price. You can go online today for the first 20 tickets. Those will sell at $20. So be a part of the first 20. Get yours at $20. Once we've hit that 20 threshold, the tickets are going to go up to $29.95. Okay. So go and secure your tickets. It's already live, loaded on the website. You want to buy that and you want to be at that party because it is going to be so fun. And again, it's an elevated experience because the Halloween party will be at the new spa, okay, at 411. So downstairs, that's going to be the Smokers Lounge. And upstairs, I'm telling you what, it's going to be off the chain with all the new amenities and all the new things that your guests will have a chance to experience there in person. I know last year, the party was so much fun. This year, I'm telling you what, it's even more elevated, okay? So let's continue to elevate. Let's continue to get paid to party because I'm going to give a shout out to Gerald West, to Team Contagious, to all the teams out there, okay, that are really working to get paid to party. Keep doing these events, guys. This is what it's about. I saw something with Tammy Texera in Boston over the weekend. She was doing a big event at a women's showcase. And so big shout out to you, Tammy, for holding it down out there in Boston. But that's really what it's about, folks. It's about getting our business in front of people. The more exposure we have to our business, the more we're going to see our business thrive. And so speaking of business thriving, I want to give you just a quick tidbit, right? Some nuggets, I guess you can call it, about why events are so critical. I know, again, our Diamonds just got back from Dubai. Diamond, Terry Anderson, Bernadine, Gigi, right? They just got back with all the other leaders that joined and supported them there, okay? But here's the way they've done it, guys. They do it through understanding the power of events, right? We can't build momentum standing still, okay? And just at home doing what, right? We have to go out there and have events. The question is, how bad do you want it? And so the reason why events are so important, because they create opportunities for connection, for learning, for growth, okay? They help you build relationships. Some of the best relationships I've built in this industry was through hosting events where certain people showed up and there was a connection made, and that connection has turned into a friendship. That connection has turned into lifetime bonds, okay? So in network marketing, personal relationships are what drive your success, okay? When you host events, whether it's in homes or other venues, what it's going to do is help you create deeper connections among your team members. Think about on Wednesdays and Thursdays, the people that show up and show out, okay? Those are the ones that are forming those bonds, new relationships, okay? New clients. These relationships foster trust, and trust is essential for business growth and customer loyalty. And so you want to have a way for your customers to start to understand that the business is real. So by driving them out to these events, having them be a part of the culture, these are crucial experiences needed to take things to the next level. Now, we can do similar things on Zoom, and we do recognize that most people who are in our business now, we have more people outside of Chicago. We get that. And so the Zooms also start to create that same type of camaraderie, right? But you have to consistently have these events or join the Zoom, okay? It's going to also help engagement and motivation. When you really think about this, when you have a live event, it's an environment that can be very energizing, right? And when people are energized, think about going to conference and how that reignited passion for people. It inspired people to take action, right? And able to join together collectively and share experiences. And that helps to reinforce what? Culture. And we know that culture is the heart and soul of this industry. It helps keep the group aligned towards common goals. And it helps to create team positivity, right? We know that when the team is positive, when attitudes are not all over the place, right? When we can get rid of that negative energy, I mean, that's when life happens. You know, when we are in a toxic environment with lots of negativity, that's like snuffing the life out of everything around you. That's not fun. It's not good to be in that. It's not healthy to be in that, right? But when we are in these positive environments, this is how we get motivated. This is how we build our excitement. This is where we learn. So the third thing really is learning and development, okay? Number one was building relationships. Number two, engagement and motivation. And number three is learning and development. So these events are providing opportunities for team members to learn sometimes just from each other, okay? I know many times I see you guys getting on the Zoom because you want to do what? Learn the presentation, learn some of the key notes, to gain new skills, right? To understand the latest products and what are the other strategies that people are using. You guys noticed when Terry Anderson was in Dubai, you know, our meeting capacity took a hit, right? On Wednesdays, right? Thursday as well. Because Terry Anderson has been phenomenal at doing what? Getting guests out. So don't you want to come out and talk to Terry Anderson and ask Terry Anderson, Terry, what are you doing exactly to get people in those seats? You know, pick her brain. And this is where you do it. It's at these meetings, okay? Kenneth Elam, another person that's been great at getting guests out, right? He's drove a lot of the Wednesday momentum. Well, he went out for a dentist procedure, okay? And guess what? We saw the Wednesday meetings take a hit as well. And so the key is you can learn and develop by getting involved in events and having these in-person experiences. And they're going to be even more impactful than virtual learning because it's hands-on-hand demonstration and you get a chance to have immediate feedback, okay? Immediate feedback. And then when you think about the fourth item, you know, that events are good for, it's really the social proof, right? In business, you need social proof. When we had our conferences and y'all had those pictures and hundreds of people were there, it's like, wow, that's social proof. That's excitement. When people attend these events, they get to see firsthand how others are succeeding. And this starts to build the belief in the business when they hear the testimonials. Like when every Sunday, every Saturday, we're on these live Zooms and you're hearing these testimonials. You know, I know many of you had never heard Brenda Jones's testimonial, you know, surviving 2 heart attacks. And now what she's done to transform her life on these products, right? Product demonstrations, you know, which are critical. And just sharing the success stories, right? In this live setting is so powerful. It helps to strengthen the commitment of existing members. Number 5 is really momentum and goal setting. When you host events, especially in the fall season, right? See, the year is winding down. This is the time when people start thinking about, wow, I can't believe time is running out. It's like crazy. It's October. This is the fourth quarter. Oh my goodness. And so people start to want to finish this year strong. This is a chance for you to close out your goals. You might have missed the first 8 months of the year, but guess what? They tell us that it's the 20-80 rule, right? We might have dwindled away that first 80%, but this last 20%, we better show up and show out, okay? It's a chance to set clear goals for this last quarter. I mean, any past wins you have, it's good to celebrate that too, but it's really about building momentum going into the new year. And so the events help to create this sense of urgency and purpose, okay? And number 6, creating these elevated experiences, okay? So being focused on these experiences, whether it's at home, it really taps into the comfort and intimacy of familiar environments, okay? And so you doing something at your home in Boston, in Florida, in Dallas is just as critical as us doing something at the home office, because again, it's allowing for a more personal touch. It's showing guests how your products and services fit seamlessly into their daily lives. When you give them that sample shake and they drink it, like how simple was that? And so it's just a really great way also to enhance the overall perception of the brand, guys. And so we've got to leverage these events, okay? Let your team really start building stronger connections, creating excitement around our products to drive consistent growth into this season and beyond, okay? So we can really set up November to be our biggest and best yet. And so with that being said, speaking of biggest and best yet, as we're driving today with our special flash sale, we're going to have something else special tonight. And it's a very special webinar. But on this webinar, it's only a call out to leaders, right? For those of you, and guess what? When we say leaders, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Ruby, doesn't necessarily have to be a Sapphire. It's anyone who in their heart of hearts, you have what it takes, but you just haven't had that breakthrough yet. You're wondering what it is that you need to do. And so we've put together our strategy for November. And we believe it's going to be a strategy that's going to absolutely be a catalyst for this 1 million family campaign, okay? So if you are a leader at 7 p.m. tonight, you don't want to miss this very special webinar, because it will outline the plan for November, and you're going to have a chance to be a part of history. And so again, I'm calling out all leaders, especially if you are Sapphire, Ruby, Diamond, or Emerald. But guess what? If you're not at that level, that's okay. You know where you are striving to be. And if you've claimed leadership, then you can be on the call. So when we say leaders, that means no wimps or whiners, guys. This is not the wimp or whiner call, okay? This is for those who get it. This is for those who are committed. This is for those who want to not just go to the top, but they want to join us as we bust to the top, okay? And so that call will happen at 7 p.m. It's going to be the same Zoom number, which is our 312-888-0420. That's the Zoom ID. And then, of course, our $1 billion big password. You guys know it because you've been on it. And so one more time, that's happening tonight at 7 p.m. Central, okay? And so with that being said, I want to remind everybody to join us at reboundwithakana.com. That's happening right now. We can also save our strands.com at 2:30 p.m. Central with our trichologist. We can then join our Diamond Factory with Phyllis Nash tomorrow. And with that being said, I want each and every one of you to have an Akana day. We're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.